In this video, I'll show you why mastering data types is one of the smartest skills you can build in data analysis. Every tool we use depends on one simple building block, data types. And when your data has the wrong type, everything breaks. But when the types are correct, your analysis becomes faster, cleaner, and far more accurate. Let's start with Excel. When you import data from a CSV, Excel doesn't always assign the correct data types. So the first thing to do is check how Excel is treating each column. Just select the column and check the number format dropdown. You'll see options like general, number, date, or text. But this is only the display layer. The number format affects how the data looks, but not always how Excel interprets it internally. For example, a number that was imported as text can still appear under the general or number format, but Excel won't treat it as a real number during calculations. On the other hand, if a column is formatted as text, even real numbers will behave like text and formulas won't work properly. So the real question is, how is Excel internally storing the data? That's where the type function becomes very useful. Type tells you how Excel truly sees a value, whether it's a number, text, a date number, or a logical value. But type isn't the only option. You can also use ISNUMBER and ISTEXT for quick checks. ISNUMBER tells you instantly if Excel recognizes a value as a real number. And ISTEXT tells you whether Excel is treating it as a text, even if it looks numeric on the screen. And this is important for dates too. In Excel, dates are actually stored as numbers underneath. So when you use ISNUMBER on a real date, it will return true. If ISNUMBER is true and the number format dropdown is showing date, then Excel is storing that value as a real date, not text pretending to be a date. You can check a single cell with these functions, but checking only one row doesn't tell you what's happening in the rest of the column. Imported data can be inconsistent. Some cells may be numbers, others may be text, even if they look identical. So the best practice is to drag type, ISNUMBER, or ISTEXT down a helper column and check multiple rows. That's the quickest way to detect mixed data types. Now, while type function helps you see how Excel is storing a value, the text function does the opposite. It lets you force a number or date to be displayed as text. Text doesn't change the underlying type, it only changes how it appears. So think of type as what Excel thinks this is number and is text as quick yes or no checks, and text as how I want this to look. Finally, when you find issues, you can fix them easily. For numbers stored as text, use value to convert them into real numbers. For dates stored incorrectly, use date value or rely on Power Query for cleaner repairs. And for true text columns, set the number format to text before entering data. That's the workflow in Excel. Check the display format, check the stored type, detect inconsistencies, and then correct them. It's also important to know that when importing data into Excel from our CSV, you can set the data types for each column to avoid having wrong data types during your analysis. Now let's look at Power Query. You can check our previous video for steps on how to start Power Query. Unlike Excel, Power Query has strict data types. You must tell it exactly what type each column should be. These types include text, whole number, decimal number, date, logical, true or false, and others. This matters a lot because if Power Query gets the data type wrong, your calculations and transformations won't work properly. For example, if a date is stored as a text, you won't be able to use date functions on it. Or if a number is stored as a text, sums and averages will fail. You can see the data type for each column by looking at the small icon next to the column header, like ABC for text or a calendar icon for dates. You also find a step called Change Type in the Applied Steps pane, showing what Power Query thinks each column's type is. If you need to fix data types, you do that explicitly using the Change Type button or by editing the M code directly. This tells Power Query how to treat your data going forward. Because Power Query enforces these types strictly, fixing data types before you load your data is crucial to avoid errors and get accurate results. So, in Power Query, checking and correcting data types is not optional. It's the foundation for clean, reliable data analysis. Subscribe to Coding Keywords now. Don't forget to like this video. See you in the next video.